and welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. We're going to resume reading from our devotional, Turning Points with God by David Jeremiah. Today's devotion comes from page 154. The title is To Do, Remove Troubles. Very intriguing. I'm so excited to read this. Our scripture text comes from Luke chapter 10 and verse 41, and I will be reading that from my King James Bible. And it says, "And Jesus answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful," and careful in this text means anxious. "Thou art careful and troubled about many things." Well, I don't know about you, but that would sum me up right now. I am careful and troubled about many things, but hopefully God's gonna minister to me, and hopefully if you're in the same boat, to you. So let's get started. Achan, I'm assuming I'm saying that right, I don't know, an infamous Israelite in the Old Testament, brought great trouble into Israel's camp by violating the ban on taking plunder from the conquered city of Jericho. This is referenced in Joshua chapter 7. By the time of the monarchy, Achan's name, in a play on words, was being spelled Achar, the Hebrew word for trouble or disaster. 1 Chronicles 2 and 7. Until Achar, Israel's troubler, was dealt with, there was no peace or victory in the camp. Trouble doesn't always enter our lives on two legs. It's usually more subtle, coming in the form of schedules, finances, family matters, vocational problems, personal challenges, and the endless to-do lists that rob us of time we could be spending with God. Whew, feel the Lord in that one. Like Joshua, we must remove trouble from the camp if we are going to have peace. Nowhere were trouble and tranquility so clearly juxtaposed, I don't know if I said that right, as in the house of Mary and Martha. Jesus chided Martha for being distracted, worried, and troubled about many things. Or in the Bible it says anxious and troubled about many things. But praised Mary for focusing solely on him. Luke 10 verses 38 through 42. What troubles have you allowed to separate you from Jesus? There'll be no peace until they have been removed. Peace is such a precious jewel that I would give anything for it by truth. That is by Matthew Henry. Whoo, Lord, do I need this one today. Y'all, again, these devotions, I can only speak for myself. I would never want to try to speak for any of you. So I know that these devotions, I talk about things going on in my life. And please know that it is not for you to feel sorry for me. It is not for me to have a place to come on here and have a big old pity party for myself. It's life. And I think we all deal with life. And I'm just the one the Lord put here for this time and this season. And so I can only speak for what's going on in my life. But honest to goodness, this really, really jumped out at me. And like I was telling you as I was reading it, I really felt the Lord in it. So I'm going to reread that and kind of talk to you about that. But it says, trouble doesn't always enter our lives on two legs. And that's so true. Troubles can come in many forms and shapes. The devil is very, very good at his job. Not to brag on him or anything, but we've got to be realistic. We have to know our enemy and know the more we know our enemy and their tactics, then the better we are to fight it. And if I was to sit here and say the devil, he just don't know what he's doing, that would be a lie. He is very, very cunning. He's very, very sly, and he knows what he's doing. And honestly, y'all, sometimes we are his biggest asset in bringing issues to us because of our mouths. We give him so much ammunition to throw at us, to shoot at us, because we put so much out there in the air. And I'm really, really trying my best not to give him so much that he can use against me. It's not easy because we as humans tend to want to talk to, okay, I vent to my mama, I vent to my husband, I vent to my daughter, I vent to my son, you know. So that's just what we do. That's what I do, okay? And in my venting, I think that sometimes I give the devil exactly what he needs to come at me against, to come at me with. And I'm really doing my best to kind of fight that and not be so helpful to him. You know what I mean? But it says, when it's talking about trouble doesn't always enter our lives on two legs, it's usually more subtle, coming in the form of schedules, finances, family matters, vocational problems, personal challenges, and the endless to-do list that robs us of the time we could be spending with God. And the biggest thing I take away from this is if I put all of these other things that are trying to rob me from my time with God, if I put them to the side, make my time with God a priority, then all of these other things that are going to try to come at me, I'm already going to have the strength. And God and I are already going to be had conversations. And he's already got things in motion to help me combat any of these things that may come at me. Now, I have lacked in this area, okay? I have lacked in doing this. I don't want to sound like, oh, I've got this all right and I've done, this is what I'm doing and it's working. So no, I have failed in this area. Not because I want to, but because I'm human and I just have failed in this. But seeing it in black and white in front of me, I really feel like God has sent this to me as a great reminder to get me back on track. To get me back, to get things back in order, so to speak. And that is me making him number one, first and foremost, my time with him. Everything else will wait. You know, we put things that truly matter, we make it happen. We fit it into our schedule. We make it work. No matter how we're feeling or what's going on, we make it work. Well, what is more important than our time with God? Because at the end of the day, when this world falls apart and he comes back, none of this other stuff is going to matter. It's not going to save us. What is going to truly matter and save us is the time we devoted to our relationship with him, the time we spent with him, where we allow him to come inside and start working on us. And that's what's truly important. All this other stuff is just filler, really. But if we make if I give him the time and make him the priority, then all this other stuff's going to work itself out. It will. It'll just work itself out, and we won't even know how it worked itself out because that's just how he is. Now, I don't want to come across as I've neglected God and that I haven't talked to God, but if I'm just being totally transparent, I have slacked because, you know, I'm tired, I'm weary in my mind, in my body, in my spirit. I feel like that I've just had so much on me that y'all don't even know about because I don't have release to talk about it for about 3 years now. And it has just took a toll on me. And I try to go about my life and live my life and enjoy my life, but it's always there nagging. It's always like that little gnat that's nagging. You try to swat at it and it may go away for a little bit and you think, okay, I got it. And then it comes back nagging again. That's kind of what it's like. And that's where I've been for about 3 years. And it takes a toll on you. It really takes a toll on you. And God is so good to me, y'all. He's helped me through it. But if I'm being honest, I have just kind of given into it a little bit here lately, more so because I'm so weary. I'm weary. I'm spiritually, mentally weary. And I need a refreshing in him. I need a refreshing in my spirit. And he will give me that, but it's going to require action on my end. And that is to spend time with him, to get things back in order, to get things back like they should be, you know. And I can honestly hear him saying, Donna, Donna, thou art anxious and troubled about many things. Yes, Lord, I am. But he does not want me to live like that. And he is here to help me. I've just got to do my part. He's ready, willing, and able. I've got to do my part. And I've got to, once I give it to him, quit taking it back. Y'all, that is something I do so much. And I'm really, really trying not to. I give it to him and I say, I'm not going to worry about it. You know, it's in his hands, whatever he decides. And then I'll find myself, and taking it back. And that is exhausting as well. And I really feel that this is him telling me, speaking to me, talking to me. You got to do something, Donna. You can't keep going like this. And this is what you're going to do. This is what you've got to do. You got to make me a priority. You got to talk to me. You got to put me first. You got to put me back in my rightful spot. And then all this other mess that's concerning you, that's taking you over, it's going to work itself out. Why? Because everything's going to be back in order. You know, there is a order in everything. There's an order in the animal world. There's an order in, you know, how the Lord has set up the family unit. There's an order. And when things get out of order, it kind of throws everything off. And that's where I've been. I've been out of order. And I've got to get back in order and put things back like they're supposed to be, like he intended it. And that is putting him first and making him the priority, going to him, talking to him, you know, giving it all to him, realizing what I can and can't do, realizing what is for me to do and not to do. And then he's going to work everything out. I hope that makes sense. This is how it's going on in my mind. But I really feel much encouraged. So if you've been in the same place I've been in, if you're there now, I understand. No judgment. No judgment. I understand. And he understands too. That's the most important. It doesn't matter if I understand or anybody understands. He understands. And he's letting us know, make me your priority. And then all this other stuff's going to work itself out. Because I'm going to be in my rightful position to where I can then come in on the scene. Because I've told y'all many, many times, he will not force himself. And sometimes we have to just, I've heard that saying before, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom to find out who's truly there. I forget how it goes, but you know what I mean. Anyway, that's where I'm at. That is where I've gotten to in the last little while. And I just thank him. I thank him that he's so merciful and graceful to us, that he will take the time to let us know, make me first, and I'm going to work all this other stuff out for you. And he will. I love you. I pray you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.